This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
Well. Good evening. Happy New Year, and welcome to the Night Owl. It's been a while since I spent some time with you guys in this setting, so it feels good to be back. It's good to have you here. Content may contain adult language and scenarios that may not always be suitable for all audience members, so listeners' discretion is advised. If you like what you listen to on this podcast and you want to help the podcast out, head on over to iTunes, subscribe, comment, review to help boost this podcast up. If you want to get some Night Owl merch, head on over to the Bird Brain store. The link is in the bio. And if you want to become a Patreon member, head on over to patreon.com/thebirdbrainpodcast. Now that we got that out of the way, lock your doors, check your windows, and get comfortable, because you won't be sleeping tonight. I give you Deal Breaker. My mom always told me to treat the janitor the same way I treat the CEO. It was a no-brainer through life for me to just speak and greet someone when I saw them. Doesn't matter who you were. And to be honest, I didn't care to talk to the CEOs. There was nothing to really talk about, and instead it was usually a pissing contest or the need for the egos to be fluffed. Oh, by the way, I am the CEO of my own company. These are my feelings about most of the people that I talk to. There was this one janitor in my building named Nancy. Truly one of the sweetest people I've come to know. Nancy, she liked to bake, and so did I. And every holiday we'd do a bake swap of some sort. She'd been in this building for years. She's seen people come and go. And every now and then she'd drop a story on me. Sometimes she'd see someone's significant other show up to the office, leave, and then someone else show up to the office who wasn't the significant other. You see, the thing about people, especially those doing the work that most of us feel that we're above, is that they see most things that people overlook. They have access to a lot more. Their sense of hearing surpasses a tone-deaf society, if you know what I mean. And why? Because it's their job to do their job. And a lot of times while doing it, the common person walks right past them like they're invisible, or treats them like they're beneath them. With Nancy, I don't understand how someone could do that, but she's had her fair share. All right, so I had a meeting with another CEO in terms of potentially partnering. Never met the guy, but I heard about his reputation. He's a bit of a bull shark, and that's just a nice way of saying a crooked asshole. He didn't like to lose and wasn't a great compromiser. Needless to say, I had my hands full, and the only reason I took the meeting was because, well, shit, I don't know why. His platform seems to align with my company, a good message to help the world. He inherited this company, by the way. It wasn't his, so I guess that's why part of me believed in the mission statement. That's the part of me that even took this meeting. I wondered if I'd been making the right decision the entire time. Numerous times I mulled it over in my head before the actual meeting, but I said, you know what? What the hell? That meeting came and went, and it felt like torture, honestly. That day, he had walked in to the office. It was a guy wearing a striped suit with some cowboy boots. The outfit in itself was a crime, but that's between you and me. We've never met in person, so he didn't realize that he walked right past me and Nancy like he owned the place. I'm here for my 12 with Mr. CEO, he said to my receptionist. Sure, I'll be sure to let him know. She walked over to me, relayed the message, and I thanked her. To see the look of shock on that man's face. You know, Scream, that was one of my favorite movies, and this guy nailed the face. You never know who someone is, so treat everyone well. My mom always finished with that. The meeting was awkward, more for him than me, because he had to make up for looking like a complete jackass. I already saw his colors. And after it was all said and done, I let him talk for a while. I politely declined. I could tell he was someone that hadn't been told no much in his life. He stormed out of that place, cursed some obscenities, and I never saw him again. Oh well, another one bites the dust, right? I worked a little later that night, a lot later than usual. And so did Nancy. Hey, you sure you don't want to head home? I asked her. Not until the work is done, she said. But you have a good night. I packed up my things and left, but the night was different. On my way home, I couldn't shake that I was being followed. And every turn I took, it felt like someone was behind me, just keeping enough distance. But I made it home. I lived to see another day. I joke. So I came in the next morning and Nancy stopped me at the entrance. Hey, the man you met yesterday, I remember him. I remember him because of his boots. He doesn't remember me though, but years ago, the CEO here at this building had a meeting with him, and it didn't go well. Some days had went by and no word from my CEO. And then the news reported that they found him washed up under the bridge. And I found that weird. But last night when you were leaving out, there was someone that left after you. And I remember the sound of those boots. So there you have it. Tune in next week for another story to keep you up at night. And if you want to follow the podcast, head on over to Instagram or Twitter. You can stay up to date and also see little posts here and there. But more than anything, appreciate you guys showing up, as always. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And sleep tight.